The Obi-Wan star Moses Ingram stands up to racist backlash. The Star Wars fanbase is infamous for its toxic fringe, the loud minority of hypocritical fans that harass actors for daring to play their parts. Their criticism is overwhelmingly infused with sexist and racist commentary. They've chased actresses off the internet, mass bullied a literal child, and now are flooding actor Moses Ingram with racist messages after she appeared as the primary antagonist in the newly released Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Okay, well, let's get into this. Joining me now is the great Jeremy Prime with Geeks and Gamers to talk about this train wreck known as the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Jeremy, you are a racist because you don't like this show. I'm a racist because I don't like this show. You're homophobic, you're transphobic because, you know, if you don't like anything that Disney is putting out, that's just what you are nowadays.
Don't forget sexist. If you're going to call me the names that the internet calls me, let's not forget sexist. Not as sexist as Ryan Kennel, but I'm working on it. But yes, it's the same nonsense that we've seen for years. But thank you for having me, Drew. It's an honor to be on the show. I'll try to follow Kyle Rittenhouse, putting the pressure on me there. But that was awesome to see him on. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on. And yes, this Obi-Wan Kenobi series is a disaster. It's not surprising. I wasn't even going to watch this series, but you know, my audience requested that I would watch it so I could give them feedback on it. Mm-hmm. And that's my job, is to listen to our audience. It is objectively a horrific series in every possible way. And seeing how they tried to get out in front of this, because the racist accusations for the fans started before the series even released. Lucasfilm put fillers out there saying they were warning Moses Ingram that she might be facing racist backlash from the fan base. This is before it even released, because they knew criticism was going to be hot and heavy because she's not doing a good job in the show, and the show is just terrible altogether.
It's literally, I mean, you look at Rotten Tomatoes, obviously the average tomato meter is at 88%, but the audience score is at 58%.
58.
As of right now, 58%. I don't know if that's changed, gone up or down since this morning, but that's the latest right now. But, I mean, the crazy part as well, I mean, I just want to talk about their racist accusations. I don't even know if those screenshots are real. I mean, is that just Disney, like, sending people in there just to continue with the narrative that's been engineered?
It seems that some of the fan base from this influential fan base have decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the most horrendous racist DMs. I just want to say, as the leading actor in the series, as the executive producer on the series, that we stand with Moses. We love Moses. And if you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. There's no place for racism in this world. And I totally stand with Moses.
I mean, you think about it, Jeremy, because she's come out and publicly said that there need to be more star black actors in these giant films, including Star Wars, right? So part of those screenshots were people saying, how do you feel being a diversity hire for Star Wars? And it's like, isn't that what you want? Don't you want, like, more black people in Star Wars movies? And Star Wars is literally doing diversity hires, but you call it out and call it for what it is. Like, you're a racist for telling us to our face what we're doing, Jeremy.
Being called a racist or a sexist has no meaning whatsoever anymore. And there was a time when, before I really was critical of Disney Star Wars, and when I was wanting to criticize it, I was just like, man, I don't want to be labeled a racist or a sexist, because just growing up, that was actually a bad thing to be labeled that. Now it just means this person disagrees with my opinion, so they're a racist or a sexist. So these words have no meaning. These once powerful words have no meaning. But ultimately, look, we have to preface all of this because we as people that don't line up with the narrative understand that literally every word that comes out of our mouth can be used against us and manipulated and twisted and turned. So to put the preface out there, none of the messages that were sent her way were okay. No one is co-signing those messages. With that said, I get worse messages every hour than those messages. And as
but Gina Carano, right? Gina Carano has to get reprogrammed, re-educated from Disney. They literally sent re-educators to her house. LGBTQ, these people to
they wanted her to have a call with like 40 people. They wanted her to face 40-something people at one time, which is insane. But we're talking about a situation where Gina Carano got horrific things that were publicly said to her in the hundreds. Data Racer has all of the screenshots of everything that was said about Gina Carano. You had the situation with Rosario Dawson, who Rosario Dawson is a left-wing SJW, okay? But I like her as an actress, and she's doing a great job as Ahsoka. She had a controversy with her family where there was a lawsuit with a trans person. So when she was cast as Ahsoka, the social justice weirdos on Twitter were just going after her, calling her anti-trans, calling her all of these names, these horrible things. Disney never stood up for her. Why? Because in the oppression Olympics, they couldn't stand up for the non-white woman because the trans narrative was in the way of it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
We just got to bow down to the fraction, this tiny percentage of companies, this tiny percentage of the population. We have to bow down because we don't want to hurt a gay person's feelings. Jeremy, I'm at a point right now where I just don't care anymore. Like, these people are going to call me whatever they're going to call me, and I don't care. They could call me all the names in the book, whatever. But I wanted to criticize the show. Okay. There's two things here that have come out that the show writer didn't even know what happened in the Revenge of the Sith, and the Grand Inquisitor actor in the show didn't even watch the animated interpretation of his character to prepare for the live action role. It's like the same thing they did in Halo. They don't even watch, they don't even look at the games, they don't look at the lore because they don't care. This isn't about making a great movie that's in line with the story, that's in line with the fandom. This is about pushing this agenda to just screw everyone that doesn't agree with them. It's about submission and getting you to bow down to their agenda. And it's like, dude, this isn't about movies anymore.
It's not. And I mean, look, I mean, the show was advertised as this thing with Obi-Wan and Luke, and that really didn't make anybody happy either because there's no point to try to, go there. But the whole show's about Obi-Wan and Leia.
And cringe.
But Leia, but then you have the line in A New Hope that this all contradicts now.
Years ago, you served my father in the Clone Wars. Now he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire. I regret that I am unable to present my father's request to you in person, but my ship has fallen under attack, and I'm afraid my mission to bring you to Alderaan has failed.
And you have Leia in the show, a 10-year-old child who's significantly smarter than anyone else.
Yeah, like that opening scene where she's running away from the bad guy. She's like running away from Piccolo. That's how I say. She's like literally running away from Piccolo, and it's like dodging and these grown men. It's just like just to be honest,
awful.
The writing sucks, the dialogue sucks. Moses Ingram is just a bad actress. In my opinion, I watched it. I forced myself to watch it to be able to talk about it. It's just not believable. She's not intimidating. She has an intimidating role, but she's not intimidating in any way, shape, or form.
Have you seen the most recent episode? The one that came out last night? Vader. She outsmarted Vader. He's spoilers. He's about to force choke her and kill her for making a mistake. But it turns out Reva, she had a plan the whole time. Even though she planned for an escape that she didn't know was going to happen. So she puts a homing device. Like, what are we doing?
It is literally a woke joke. It is literally a woke joke. I've been saying this. Moses Ingram, Reva, is the dark side Mary Sue. She's the dark side Rey. That's exactly what she is. You know what, Jeremy? We're out of time right now, but we're going to bring you on very soon to continue this conversation where we have more time to talk about and just rip into this because it's almost halfway done. People could follow Jeremy right now. Go to Twitter, Geeks and Gamers. Follow him on his YouTube channel, Geeks and Gamers. Thank you for joining me. Guys, my name is Drew Hernandez. These are the front lines. I'll see you guys later.